Hi Libra, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Libra, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general reads. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. And that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your key to the week this week, in fact before we get into that, so I just wanted to say a massive thank you for so much for those of you that just kind of let me get on with it and have the time off that I needed. I really do appreciate it. For those of you that reached out to make sure that I was okay, that everything was all right in the Reydiant world, I really do appreciate it. I love and appreciate all of you. So thank you so much for that. For your key to the week this week, you have the Hermit card. So whenever the Hermit card shows up, this is always, it kind of gives us that moment or the need, let's say, to withdraw from the world in some way. And what really speaks to me about this, like in a lot of ways, I mean, I see the Hermit card as, it's like taking a quest, but taking a quest, yes, it can be in, you know, in a literal sense, but it's like taking a quest within yourself. And so sometimes that withdrawal from the world, or that need to withdraw from the world, really speaks to, you know, a process of internal learning. And so this card showing up for you as your key to the week, I almost want to say, well, not even almost, I want to say to you, this week, give yourself time to figure out what your best steps are towards taking on or digesting the information or the knowledge that you currently need. So that's like a really fancy way of saying, you know, and whenever this card shows up, I always say to people, when the Hermit shows up, the High Priestess or your intuition has a message for you. Sometimes it's really hard to hear your intuition or hear what your own internal self is saying when the world around you is so loud. And sometimes withdrawing from that world is the way that we can tap into what we're actually being told. All right. So this week, don't be afraid to get a little lonely, even though yours is the sign of connection and partnership and relationship. This may also be a week where, you know, extricating yourself from those things actually will serve you and your highest good. For if you are a continued subbie, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your actions and options, you have the Nine of Cups. So what do we see here? The first thing that I see is the Hermit card is number 9. The Nine of Cups is also the number 9. 2 9s represents receipt. So when it comes to your actions this week, take stock. Like this is a week where you will probably, should I say, be taking stock of what you do for others, but more importantly, who actually comes through for you. And what I mean by this is noticing who stands by their word. This is going to be a week where you're very conscious of the people that actually do come through for you when they say they're going to come through. It's a rare person as well. There are not many people, I think you will agree, you know, we have people in our lives that are friends and acquaintances and all the rest of it. And a lot of people talk a really good game about how they'll be there and yah. But this week I think is going to show you who actually means it when they say that. And more importantly, on a personal level, it looks like the journey of discovery that you're going on yields some pretty amazing results. Not only are you going to really be aware of who your friends actually are this week, but more importantly, you get a deeper insight into your own nature. But also it gives you a deeper insight into how you're, like the steps that you need to make the desires of your heart, let's say, a reality, will show up for you this week. So you will have like some internal aha moment, or you'll have like some moment of realization, and it won't come through like the Tower. It will be probably, you know, as part of the process over the course of this week. So I really like that. And any actions that you do take, especially in ones where you're trying to learn something new, to gain some new perspective or insight, the results are absolutely there for you. And for some of you, it looks like this is a week where you really are going through the process of internal healing. All right, so your emotions, your mind, whatever it might be. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Six of Pentacles, and this is coupled with the Hermit. Now, Six of Pentacles with the Nine of Cups, that's gorgeous, because it's like the help or the assistance that you need when you decide to step out of this self-imposed sort of exile is absolutely there for you. Like, it shows up for you. Whether this is money, resources, whether it's just input, even if it's just a shoulder to cry on or a mentor of some kind, whatever you seek this week, whenever you decide, okay, you know what, I've brought myself as far as I can come, or like whatever you decide is your personal limit, once you hit that and you then say, okay, now I need outside help or assistance or resources, they are available to you. And this is, it's a rare moment to have in life, where you say, right, I need this, and it just shows up for you. Or, you know what, I need assistance or support with that, and there's somebody there to fulfill that need or that desire for you. You've got it, so utilize it, all right? But not until, and this isn't about like, oh, you have to run yourself into the ground before you ask for help. It's not that. It's about being really clear that once you have exhausted your own resources, you can then say, okay, you know what, now is the time to get outside help. I've done everything that I can do, or I've taken this as far as I can help it. Now it's time to get some sort of outside support. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this is college professors, lecturers, teachers, etc., really shining on you. For some of you, you might even be interacting with them outside of the school year. Maybe not, in a personal way, and obviously we don't want that. But yes, sorry, you know what I mean. Like, you could be, maybe you're working on a project that, they happen to be involved in, or something of that nature. It's like you found a new peer group in some way. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, I really like this for somebody who has a lot of knowledge and skills in the field that you're in, but they don't tend to share it with anyone, but they are sharing it with you. And I kind of feel like this is because they can see, you've grafted, you've worked really hard, and now they're looking at you like, you know what, this person doesn't just want my knowledge and no interaction, and therefore this is the person that I choose to be my successor. It could be something along those lines. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, your resources, as in financial resources, it looks like you're doing research on where to get money, where to get funding, where to pull money from that you don't either necessarily have to pay back, or people that want to donate, people that want to, people that want to be benefactors. It looks like you're seeking out those kinds of people, and this week I really do believe that you'll find them. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, I think this is a week where you're probably going to be taking a lot of stock on what you've learned and where you've learned it and where that becomes relevant. So some of you could be gearing up to teach something. Some of you could be gearing up to leave behind a legacy of some kind. So, maybe consolidating all of your knowledge. For your heart and half, love and relations, you have the Three of Wands. I love this card. Now, for those of you that are single, it does look like somebody who is either a business person or somebody that's very educated or intelligent is coming into your world. Whenever the Hermit card shows up, it usually suggests that this person is older. The Hermit card, the World card, they tend to be age gap relationships or people that are older than us in some way. So, if you are meeting someone or interacting with someone, it will be in that sort of sphere. Nothing wrong with older. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, I think this is you and a partner now looking at where you can either consolidate your resources, or where you, for some of you, maybe you're looking at actually buying a home this week. For others of you, and I think one of the reasons as well that maybe you're keeping this under wraps is because wherever you're looking is a lot further afield to where you would usually look. And so it's like, if you're, if you and a partner or a significant other are going to go down this sort of route, it means, not just a change to your lives, but it means not being so available or connected to the people that you are currently. So maybe this is something that you're, really deliberating behind the scenes before you're sharing it. For your money and materials, you've got the Moon card. It's an interesting card to have, isn't it, given everything that's already come up about resources. And it's also the third number, 9. So the Moon card is number 18. 1 and 8 gives you 9. So you've got the Moon card, which is the direct opposite to the Hermit card, because the Hermit card is number 9. They also represent direct opposites in the zodiac as well, because the Hermit card is Virgo and the Moon card is Pisces. So you've got a very excuse me, sorry, you've got a very powerful energy, and you choke then, on air, how to, you've got a very potent energy here of symbiotic relationships that is going to be running throughout this week. And on top of that, 3 9s in the tarot literally represent success, which, you could do a lot worse, right? The other thing as well, when I say success, it's usually like whatever endeavor you are working on or towards, it succeeds in some way. Now, it is the Moon card, so we do need to call a spade a spade. It does look like some of you are traveling by night. So whether this is you and a partner are spending, like maybe you're having an overnight trip, maybe you are, I don't know, maybe doing like a long distance road trip of some kind. Wherever you're staying, though, it's likely to be next to a large body of water. So this could be like a lake, especially because you've got the 3 of Wands here, which is surveying the waters. And then you've got the Moon card, which represents lakes, rivers, all those kinds of things. So if you're staying anywhere like that over the course of this week, I think you'll get a lot out of it. When it comes to your resources, though, this is, like I said, because it's the third 9, there is success in the money here. I just don't think it looks exactly the way that you think it will look. So if you do have some moments where you're like, oh, this isn't going according to plan, and you have to adjust, don't worry about it, okay? When it comes to your physical health and vitality, just because you've got the 9 of Cups here as well, and that's a Piscean energy, and then you've got the Moon card as well. This week I'm going to say, please look after your feet, your toes, your ankles especially. We've got that triple conjunction that's taking place, which is making all of us a little bit more tetchy, a little bit more, hurry than we usually are. And because you've got a double hit of this energy, I would say it's your feet, your toes and your ankles that you need to look out for this week. All right. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, look, it's the Moon card. In a lot of ways, this week you may have some considerations about home, and maybe, just maybe, it's reached the end of its shelf life. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.